is a weather update from the Valley News Live First Alert Storm Team.
Hi everyone, I know it's only been a couple minutes since we last saw you, but we're continuing to watch an environment that is conducive to funnel clouds and tornado development as well. We have our storm chaser, Eric Whitehill, that has been on this tornado-warned storm near Ada. You can see his feed on the other half of your screen there. Just seconds ago, we did see a funnel cloud that was lowering. It looked like it had a brief touchdown. Looks like from Eric's feed it has receded ever so slightly. Kind of hard to tell with the heavy rainfall. Move this over so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so there was a new funnel. Eric Whitehill, our storm chaser, was 2 miles north of Ada. He was looking west, so his location right about here, looking to the west, saw a new funnel cloud that very briefly made contact with the ground. So therefore, we did have another confirmed tornado just north of Ada, so just outside of town over a relatively rural area. That's great news in that Highway 9, Highway 200 corridor. Very likely some open areas, as you can see, or that we did see by Eric's live feed there. Looks like it's open over some open fields. Regardless, this cell has been conducive and has some decent spin in it for some brief tornado development. So the National Weather Service just now has issued a brand new tornado warning for this storm. Let's see if this wants to move over so we can get that information there. So we have a radar indicated tornado. This new warning now into effect until 4:30 for parts of Norman, Polk, and Trail counties. That's a continuation from this tornado warning here. So this particular storm has now produced 2 tornadoes. No word of any damage. They were in relatively rural areas in near the Ada area, just to the north and west. And additional spotters have been on this storm here, just to the east of Ulen, Minnesota, west of White Earth. There's Flom right there. This one's still under a tornado warning for a few more minutes here until 4 p.m. There was a confirmed tornado on this storm a little while ago that has since lifted, and not seeing any additional word or observation that there's been any additional tornado warnings or observed tornadoes on that particular storm. But regardless, the warning does continue until 4 p.m. So we've seen some radar indicated and observed tornadoes this afternoon in parts of our northwestern Minnesota counties. Let's get a closer look at this one here. This is the one that, again, our storm chaser Eric Whitehill is on. We have his feed now. He's currently en route, continuing to follow this storm and track it. There was a very, very brief touchdown just a couple of minutes ago as of 3:44. And by 3:45 it had lifted, so it was a very brief one. If you're in this area, please seek shelter immediately. We'll continue to provide you the latest information on funnel development and tornado development if it continues, but seek shelter. We have storm chasers, we have trained spotters out keeping you informed, keeping you covered on these storms that are developing. But our atmosphere will continue to be favorable. Eric says we have a new funnel cloud. All right, do we have his feed still? Okay. Are we able to hear him yet or not yet? Okay, one second. Eric Whitehill, you can see his feed. He is currently getting into position, currently telling us that he's spotting a new funnel cloud. He is still on the tornado-warned storm that's here, northwest of Ada, continuing to watch rotation in this storm. So we can see his feed. Let me step off so we can see what he's watching. Again, he's currently getting into position to okay, we just got word in about 60 seconds or so he'll have a better view, trying to get into a safe spot to, of course, pull off and give us this feed. Want to reiterate, safety is of our utmost importance. So we'll allow him to take a second and get into a safe spot to where he's able to pull off and give us a look at what he's seeing. But he is on this storm right here. He's just north of Ada, continuing to track this storm that has now produced 2 tornadoes. The first one, let me go back and see what time that was. It was at 3:30, the first tornado that he observed from this storm. It was on the ground for a couple of minutes. Looked like an elephant trunk type tornado over an open area. No reports of any damage, but again, that was just a few minutes ago. So if any viewers watching have any reports from Ada, if you're in that area, if you saw it, we would love to see your photos and continue to pass that along to the National Weather Service. All right, looks like we might have a better view of Eric's feed there. He is in, still trying to get into a nice safe spot there. This is a little bit of a lowering cloud that we are watching for some lowering. Again, this storm has now produced 2 tornadoes in addition to a couple additional funnel clouds. And the storm that we're looking at right now from Eric Whitehill's live feed, talking that he has continued to see additional funnel cloud development. So looks like it might just be behind that tree. He's currently cruising along to get a better view of it. Hard to see any funnels, at least from my perspective right now, but definitely a little lowering of that cloud base there. If anything were to happen, that's exactly where we would be watching it. Do we have any audio from Eric?
Yeah, the funnel has lifted, Christian. But there's a lot of scud underneath it, and it's rotating fairly rapidly.
Eric, what's your location right now?
Hey, Summer, I am near Halder, Minnesota, in Norman County, right off of County Road 19, and I just about sneezed. Sorry.
Okay, so he is continuing to track some lowering of the cloud base on the storm that he is watching. Again, this is the tornado warned storm in just northwest of Ada, Minnesota. Continuing to track additional areas of rotation within that storm. You can see the lowering cloud base from his location. So if you're in this area, anywhere in the vicinity, please seek shelter as soon as possible. We've got eyes for you across the region. So we have still 2 tornado warnings. The first here, the southeasternmost one, this one is set to expire. Apologies for the erotic camera work on my view here, but we have this tornado warning here that's set to expire at 5 o'clock as the cell that's conducive of tornadoes is continuing to move to the north and west. So we have this new tornado warning that will take over once this first one expires. This one then will be in effect until 4:30 this afternoon. All right, so Eric said he saw a brief funnel cloud that has since lifted, but we're definitely still seeing some lowering. Okay, he said it might drop another one, so we're going to keep an eye on his feed here. We'll just watch this for a minute. Let me get up to speed on our National Weather Service chat.
New funnel.
Okay, Eric, you just heard him there. New funnel.
This is very close to me, Summer. I would be very surprised if this does not drop very within 2 miles here of me. I'm at County Road 19 and Norman County 22.
County Road 19, Norman County Highway 22, your location?
Yes, that's my location.
Okay, just trying to zoom in on my radar here to see if I can zoom in that close
Yep.
to see where you are. All right, so we are currently watching Eric Whitehill's live feed. He is our storm chaser. He has eyes on the skies for us this afternoon. So far, Eric, you have seen 2 tornadoes?
Yes, I've seen 2 tornadoes so far. One was near Ada, and then now we just had another one not too far from north and west of Ada as well.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're in this area, please seek shelter. Several confirmed tornadoes from this particular storm that we have been watching. All right, definitely looking like some dark skies out there from Eric's feed. Currently no funnel clouds, but again, he has reported a couple areas of lowering. He's been keeping a very close eye on this storm for about the last hour for us. Again, this is just to the northwest of Ada, Minnesota. Here's Ada right here on the edges of this tornado warned system. It's about to move out of this particular warning, so it's heading into a new severe thunderstorm warning. And this one will be in effect until, I believe it was 5 o'clock. Let me get double confirmation. 4:30. For parts of Norman, Polk, and Trail counties. So definitely seeing plenty of spin and rotation within this storm. And one thing that really helps us to see the rotation is velocity. So I'll turn that back on so we can get a clear picture of where the most spin is. All right, so there's Ada right behind me here. And right here is where we're watching that rotation. So just northwest of Ada, this is roughly where Eric is at the moment as well, watching this broadly rotating storm. Again, from this storm over the last hour or so, Eric Whitehill has confirmed at least 2 tornadoes from this particular storm. Very brief, only on the ground for a couple of minutes. The latest one was at 3:44, 2 miles north of Ada. That lifted within a minute. So the good news is that these are not your supercell long track damaging, devastating tornadoes. That's not what we're seeing today, and that's not what we're expecting today. But we're giving you that first alert on this first alert weather day that we're still seeing several areas of rotation within some of these severe, or these tornado warnings rather. And it's not just the storm near Ada that we are watching. Wrong view there. This is another warning that we've had our eyes on. This warning is currently set to expire here in just a couple of minutes, but still a pretty decent storm. There's Wabin right there, Flom. You can kind of see it behind all those lightning strikes, the heavy rain. Here's Wabin right there. White Earth is back behind me to the south and east. This storm has also been showing some signs of rotation, so we'll turn on velocity here with this storm. Right along Highway 113 and the Highway 59 corridor, we currently have 2 areas of rotation. Just to the south and east of Wabin, where you see the dark reds and the greens, that's the direction of the spin. So the areas in green, that's headed towards the radar, which is in Mayville, North Dakota. The red headed away from the radar. So seeing a bit of rotation here just to the east of the Highway 59 corridor. Oh, looks like we have a spotter on the storm. 2 tornadoes in progress underneath the storm near Flom. That's exactly what we're seeing right here. So spotter confirmation on these 2 areas of rotation that we are currently watching. Again, along that Highway 113 corridor near Wabin and Flom. If you're in this vicinity, please seek shelter immediately. Currently getting word of 2 tornadoes in progress near the storm near Flom. I'll be curious if it's 2 separate tornadoes from this storm here, or if they're referencing these 2 storms. We unfortunately don't have video feed on those storms, and our sky cams are a bit too far away. But if you're in this area, please seek shelter immediately. We do have a tornado warning.
I have a new funnel cloud.
All right, can we get back to Eric's feed? He is near Ada, Minnesota, and he now has another funnel cloud on the storm he has been watching. Wow, what an active day. So
this thing's going to drop. This thing's going to drop, Summer. It's almost halfway to the ground.
Oh, looks like it might spin out a little bit.
Oh my gosh. It is halfway to the ground. I'm waiting to see if we have debris.
Wow,
I'm waiting
look at
to see
that.
if we have debris right now.
Eric, what's your location?
Give me just a second here.
I know you're in the
I
Ada
am
vicinity.
at County Road 18 and 260th Avenue.
And that is northwest of Ada, correct?
Correct,
Yeah,
yes. Northwest of Ada, just southeast of Lockhart. No, I would.
Oh,
I'm
that really
I'm
tried
struggling
there.
to see if this. I'm trying to see if this thing's actually on the ground, because the funnel is so pronounced.
Keeps trying to spin up a couple of times. It's really trying there.
Yeah, it is. I'm staying south of this wall cloud because it's dropping so many funnels. I want to make sure I don't get too close to it here.
Yeah, keep a safe distance, and we can definitely see that counterclockwise rotation just from your video feed there. Quite an impressive little storm to the northwest of Ada that's now produced confirmed 2 tornadoes and several funnels now from what you have seen and what you've been out keeping your eyes on.
There's a new funnel right there. That one looks like it was just a touchdown. That one looks like I just saw some debris underneath it. Summer, so it looks like we may have just had another touchdown here.
Wow, quite an impressive day. Thankfully, that is open over another open rural area. Don't love to see tornadoes, but the best case scenario being in an open area to limit the amount of devastation and destruction to homesteads and to people as well. Of course, definitely not good news for farmers for any destruction to the farm fields, but thankfully, these tornadoes that have produced today, or these funnels that have produced in these storms, they have been very brief and very weak, as was expected for today. Definitely didn't expect it to be quite this active this afternoon in parts of our region. So behind me here, we're looking at the velocity, the spin on the storm that you're currently seeing from Eric's feed on the left-hand side of your screen. He's northwest of Ada. This right here, it's now produced a couple of funnel clouds. We just saw on his feed, if you are just now joining us, a couple of funnels really trying to get going, possibly making it to the ground in the Ada area, just to the northwest of town. All right, Eric, thank you so much. We're going to zoom out here. We have a new tornado warning. Let's get the latest information on this. This is the other storm that we have been watching, now moving into Ulen. So let me pause this so we can get the latest information on this for you. Okay. We have a confirmed tornado within this area here. Again, this is a storm we are watching near Flom and near Wabun, Minnesota, just south now of Mahnomen. A new tornado warned storm until 4:45. Again, this one has visual confirmation of a tornado. So this thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near, oh, that's a different storm. Excuse me, let me go up here. Located near Flom, or 27 miles north of Detroit Lakes, moving north at around 20 miles per hour. So folks in Mahnomen, let me time this out for you. I do apologize. I know Gulf is on, but we have confirmed tornadoes on the ground, and we want to make sure everyone is safe. So timing this out, folks in Mahnomen, it's time to seek shelter. This storm will be in your neck of the woods by around 4:10. If it holds together, if it's still producing rotation and funnels, and it'll be near Bijou by around 4:37. Currently in the Wabun area and into Flom, we're watching 2 distinct cells within this tornado warning. So let me turn back on the velocity because it shows us the areas of tightest rotation. Again, just southwest of Wabun, Minnesota. And for folks in Flom, it's just to the northeast of you. So this storm near Flom moving into a more, excuse me, I forgot what word I was thinking of, moving into more farm fields and open area. Folks in Wabun, if you're not in your safe space yet, it is time to seek shelter. This tornado warned storm is right over you. And again, we are seeing those signs of rotation. Again, the storm's moving to the north at around 20 miles per hour. So folks in Mahnomen, it'll be in your backyards by around 4:10. I believe there's no longer a confirmed tornado on the ground from these storms, but we again are watching several areas of distinct rotation. And I'm currently, you see me keep looking over, I'm monitoring the National Weather Service feed. We have a couple of storm chasers out on the ground providing their latest updates as well. So, Okay, thank you, Christian. We are going to take Eric Whitehill's feed again. He is near Ada, Minnesota, continuing to produce funnel clouds. The storm has been rotating now for about an hour. Eric, are we able to hear you? What are you seeing right now? Where are you?
Hey, Summer. Right now, I'm about 4 miles west-southwest of Lockhart. I'm right off of County Road 18 in Norman County. And the wall cloud is rapidly rotating, and it has produced multiple funnel clouds over the last couple of minutes. So if folks are in Lockhart, over towards Shelley and maybe Neilsville, definitely want to take this storm very serious. The storm over the last about 3 minutes or so, Summer, has really started to tighten up and wrap up. What that means is that it looks like the potential for another tornado is possible, and if there's going to be another tornado, it's going to happen here in the next couple of minutes on this cell. There's increasing speed or energy inflow, what we call, going into the storm, and it's wrapping up, it's tightening up, and think of it as a top. You know, you spin a top, and the faster you spin it, the tighter it gets. And that is almost exactly what's happening here. It's getting that tight rotation again, like we saw a few minutes ago when it dropped another little tornado.
Absolutely wonderful explanation there, Eric. That really helps our viewers currently watching your feed understand what you are seeing, what you are monitoring with that current storm. What was your location again, please?
I am right off of Norman County Road 18, coming up on 300th Avenue. I'm about 3 miles west of Lockhart, Minnesota in Norman County.
Okay, thank you so much. Great feed today. We greatly appreciate you taking part of your weekend to go out and have eyes on the skies for folks around the valley who definitely want to know what's happening for today. So thank you very much to Eric Whitehill. We will continue to take your feed here over the next couple of minutes as you're continuing to monitor those funnel clouds. And again, like you said, that tightening rotation. Eric is currently on a tornado warned storm. That tornado warning for parts of Norman and Polk County is in effect until 4:30 from the National Weather Service, saying a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Lockhart, or 39 miles north of Fargo, moving to the northwest at 25 miles per hour. So folks maybe watching in the Fargo-Moorhead area, not headed towards Fargo. It is headed to the northwest. The storm is currently north of Fargo, moving to the northwest at 25 miles per hour. So here is a view of the storm on radar. Started in the Ada area. Ada, looks like you're about in the clear for now from the severe thunderstorm and the tornado producing storm that has now shifted to the north and west. Folks in Beltrami, that is just to the west of you, just to the southeast of Climax, Minnesota. So if you're in this vicinity, please seek shelter immediately. We are continuing to watch this rotating thunderstorm capable of producing funnel clouds and tornadoes. We have had a couple of not only funnel clouds, but a couple of confirmed tornadoes so far this afternoon. Looking at the National Weather Service chat, again, we're watching a couple areas of rotation and a couple of tornado warnings. A spotter 3 miles west northwest of Ogama, Minnesota. I greatly apologize if I mispronounced that. A brief touchdown to the northeast. So we're not talking about violent long track tornadoes. That is not expected for today, and definitely not what we have been seeing. What we are seeing and what has been expected for today is the funnel clouds producing perhaps a brief touchdown, only lasting a couple of minutes. And that's exactly what we've been seeing. That's what Eric saw around 3:30 this afternoon, northwest rather, of Ada. It was down for a couple of minutes, but let's get back to the radar here. We have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. All right, folks in Monoma, it's just on your heels now. Again, this is a tornado-warned storm lifting to the north at around 20 miles per hour. Warning until 4 445 rather, currently 409. Wabun, you're about in the clear. The storm is lifting just to the north of you, the strongest part of that storm. Folks in Flom as well, that storm has lifted just north of you. But folks in Mahnomen, surrounding areas like Bijou, it's time to seek shelter now. We'll turn on the rotation again so we can see where the atmosphere is most conducive to a brief spin up. So near Wabun, just to the north, that's where we're seeing some the greens and reds. So the radar itself is in Mayville, North Dakota. The areas in green, that's where the storm is headed towards the radar. Areas in red headed away from the radar. So seeing a counterclockwise spin in the storm right along that Highway 59 corridor, heading up towards the Highway 200 corridor. So we're keeping a close eye on the rotation in this storm as well for the time being. So a couple areas of tornado warned storms that we have been monitoring here over the last couple of hours, including Norman and Mahnomen counties. That's where we're currently seeing the tightest areas of rotation, and several reports of funnel clouds and tornadoes. We do still have Eric's feed. He is on this storm here that is in the Beltrami and Neilsville area. From what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing any funnel clouds. Of course, I'll hear him in my ear to see what he's seeing, but right now looks like we're in the clear for any spinning in his exact location. But this is the storm he's on, a tornado warned storm until 4:30.